Hi, we're going to be doing amortization tables in Excel. 2010 is the version I'm using, and we're going to do these. This is actually for a Nissan LEAF 2013. There's a special going on right now where the factory is paying you $7,500, which I'm showing as the down payment, and you have your choice of interest rates. If you choose zero interest, your loan period or your loan term is 24 months. If you choose 0.9 as your annual interest rate, your loan period is 60 months. There's another choice of 1.9% annually, and your loan period would be 72 months. So that's a little bit different than having an actual interest rate on this first one. What we're going to do is we're going to calculate the monthly payment by taking the amount financed and dividing it straight by the number of payments. Our cell reference will be B5, and we're going to anchor that with dollar signs. Divide that by 24, which is also a cell reference of B7, so we can go ahead and anchor that and hit enter. That is our monthly payment. Now our interest is going to be 0. Our principal will be our monthly payment. Put in a cell reference of B8. Our cumulative principal is going to be B14 plus, and we can click in the cell above it so that when we drag our formula down, it will automatically go to the cell above it and add that current payment onto it, and hit enter. We have B14, which is highlighted right there, you see in blue, and when in fact we want, that's the interest column, we want the principal column of C14. Okay. Now, our cumulative interest is going to be 0 because we're not paying interest with this special deal. And then our principal balance is going to be the principal, which is in cell C14, subtracted from the previous balance. We want just 24 payments here. Okay, without paying interest, the dragging the formulas down for some reason added 1 to the interest. So what I did was I just copied the values of 0 down through both interest columns and the value of the monthly payment down through the principal column. I was going to show you how to highlight every other row. So what you do is you highlight your data area and you go here to the home, conditional formatting, new rule. We want to use a formula to determine which cells to format. And here in this format values where this formula is true, we put our equal sign, the word row, open and close parentheses, equals even, open parentheses, row, open close parentheses, format, and I want to change the fill to this pretty gray. I think that's this one. And hit OK. And there you have it. So that is our amortization table such as it is with no interest being paid. Now if we go on to do an amortization table with 0.9 interest, I think we'll find it a little bit more to the liking of our payment function. Let's go to formulas, insert function, payment. Now our rate is 0.9%, don't forget your percent sign, divided by 12 because we're making monthly payments. We want to spread that interest out over the year. Our total number of payments for this loan is 60. And we, instead of writing 60, we can click on the cell B7 and have a cell reference. the present value, we want to click on the cell amount financed, hit OK, and we have our negative. So we go up to the line and put a negative right in front of that last, a negative sign right in front of that last cell reference. Go to the end of the function, hit enter, and we have our monthly payment of $437.10. Let's go down here and calculate the interest for our first payment. Is going to be equal sign, click in our APR, divide that by 12, and then we want to multiply that by the principal balance which we have entered into cell F13 and hit enter. That is how much interest we are paying on that first payment. Now the principal is going to be an equal sign, our monthly payment, minus our interest for that month. Our cumulative principal will be the current principal, which is in cell C14, added to the previous balance, which in this case is nothing. We'll click the empty cell above it so that when we drag our formulas down, it will carry through. And our cumulative interest will be the current interest, which is in cell B14. Sounds like we're playing bingo. Plus the previous interest balance, hit enter. Our principal balance, our current principal balance will be the previous balance. Let's put our equal sign in, minus the current payment, hit enter. Now let's highlight our row of formulas, get our plus sign, double click. Okay, just make sure for this first interest payment you anchor that to cell B6 by using a dollar sign in front of the B and a dollar sign in front of the 6. And for the computing the first principal payment, you also anchor that interest rate in there, otherwise it won't work to copy the formulas down. So now that we have fixed that little glitch, let's double click and our formulas are copied through. Let's highlight our data set. Okay, conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula to determine which cells to format, equals row, parentheses open closed, equals even, parentheses open row, parentheses open closed, parentheses closed. Hit format, choose your color for your alternating rows. Okay, okay. And there we have a very nice looking repayment amortization chart for the 0.9 interest. Now let's go on for the 1.9 interest. It's going to be 72 payments. Okay, I think we have this down pat by now, right? Formulas, insert function, payments. Our rate is in cell B6. We're going to divide it by 12. Our total number of payments is in cell B7, and our financed rate amount is in cell B5. We go up and add our negative sign, go to the end of the formula, hit enter. This monthly payment will be $377. Now to do our interest, we want to divide it by 12 multiplied by F13, our principal balance. Our principal will be our monthly payment. Let's anchor that. $B $8 minus our interest rate, which is in B14. Enter. Our cumulative principal. Let me show you something else real quick. If you want to have a scroll going across instead of down when you hit enter, go to options advanced, and it's right there at the very top. I want to go right. Okay, so now if I hit enter, I go to the right instead of going down. Our cumulative principal is going to be equals C14 plus the previous cumulative principal. Our cumulative interest is going to be B14 plus the previous cumulative interest, and our principal balance is going to be our previous balance minus our current principal, which is in C14. And let's highlight those, get our plus, give it a double click, and we have our amortization table. Too much hot chocolate, I believe, today. Let's go on. Let's do our alternating rows here. Go to Home, Conditional Formatting, New Rule, that last one, and we know our equals row, parentheses, equals even, parentheses open, row, parentheses, and parentheses closed. Format, we'll pick our nice dark gray, and we have our alternating rows. Now, if it's off a special, this is you pay a lot more in interest, but we need to fix that, because if it's off of special, this is going to be 0, and it's 60 months. So we need to. This will be the same here, and make sure that we have our anchored APR divided by 12. This is our principal balance. This is why it's nice to have cell references. And you see how that changes everything. Look at that interest rate compared to paying no interest, to 0.9% interest, to 1.9% interest, to the Nissan LEAF being off of special and paying the regular price of interest. Wow, what a difference. Okay, I've just made a few quick changes here to the spreadsheet. I've added some bling, if you will, and I just wanted to finish up and let you know that, for the 0% interest, you had a higher payment, but you paid no interest. 0.9% interest, your payment was pretty good, and at 60 months, you weren't really paying that much interest. The 1.9 I thought was the best deal. Your payment, it was the lowest payment, it was the longest loan term as well. Added in a 6.9 because when I went back to check the dealer's website, instead of 8.9 being their default, now it's 6.9. So I have both of those amortization tables in here now. This is the 6.9 for 60 months, no down payment, and the monthly payment $654. The 8.686, not much difference in the monthly payment. However, when you look at the cumulative interest amounts, that's almost $2,000 over the course of the loan. And there's just some brief summaries. The option with the lowest total was the 0% interest. The option with the highest total, of course, is the 8.9 interest. The lowest payment was the one with, like I mentioned, the 1.9 APR, which was also the longest loan term. The option with the highest payment was the one with the 0% interest. It was only for 24 months, so recall. The difference in the payments between the lowest and the highest is almost $700, $691.13. And there you have it. That is the conclusion. So folks, please, as soon as that Nissan LEAF goes on special in your neighborhood, run out and buy one. Quit paying gas and spewing that carbon. Thank you.